Have you ever wondered how our ancestors managed to cross vast oceans more than 50,000 years ago? Picture yourself standing on an ancient shoreline, watching as primitive humans take on one of humanity's greatest challenges, conquering the seas. The answer lies in one of the most revolutionary inventions in human history, the boat. These early maritime pioneers accomplished what seemed impossible, and they did it with nothing more than stone tools, natural materials, and extraordinary ingenuity. The story of prehistoric boat building reaches far deeper into our past than most people realize. Archaeological evidence from Indonesia suggests that our ancestors were navigating the seas an astounding 900,000 years ago. Let that sink in for a moment. Humans were building and using watercraft hundreds of thousands of years before we developed writing, before we learned to farm, and before we built our first cities. These maritime achievements fundamentally shaped human migration and survival. What makes this discovery even more remarkable is that these early boat builders had no metal tools, no modern materials, and no written plans to work from. They relied solely on knowledge passed down through generations, learning through trial and error, and developing techniques that would lay the foundation for all future maritime technology. Think about the courage it took to venture out onto the open ocean in these early vessels. Our ancestors faced treacherous waters, unpredictable weather, and unknown distances, yet they persisted. Their determination to explore, to seek new horizons, and to push the boundaries of what was possible with their limited technology speaks volumes about human ingenuity and adventurous spirit. The sophistication of these early boats challenges our preconceptions about prehistoric human capabilities. These weren't simple rafts or logs tied together. Archaeological evidence suggests that even our earliest ancestors understood complex principles of buoyancy, water resistance, and structural integrity. They developed specialized techniques for shaping wood, creating waterproof seals, and ensuring their vessels could withstand the brutal forces of ocean waves. Before we dive deeper into this fascinating journey of primitive navigation and boat building, I invite you to join me on this exploration of human innovation. Subscribe to the Dawn of Humankind channel for more incredible discoveries about our ancestors. And don't forget to like this video. Together, we'll uncover the remarkable story of how humanity first took to the seas, forever changing the course of our species' history. The story of prehistoric boat building is intrinsically linked to human survival and our innate desire to explore. In a world vastly different from today's, our ancestors faced natural barriers in the form of rivers, lakes, and oceans. However, these water bodies soon transformed from obstacles into highways of opportunity, leading to new territories rich with resources and possibilities. The earliest evidence of maritime navigation dates back to approximately 900,000 years ago in Indonesia, suggesting that our ancestors were already mastering water travel long before the advent of agriculture or writing. This remarkable timeline indicates that boat building might be one of humanity's oldest technological achievements, predating many other fundamental inventions. The first watercraft were remarkably simple, yet ingenious solutions. Early humans observed how fallen trees could float and transport materials across water. This observation led to the first intentional use of log rafts, which gradually evolved into more sophisticated vessels. The progression from basic floating logs to hollowed-out canoes represents one of the most significant technological leaps in human history. As human populations grew and spread, the need for more reliable and larger vessels became paramount. Coastal communities began developing increasingly complex boat-building techniques, passing down their knowledge through generations. These early mariners learned to read weather patterns, understand currents, and navigate using stars, skills that would prove crucial for human migration across vast oceanic expanses. The evolution of prehistoric boat building tells a story of human ingenuity and perseverance. From simple dugout canoes carved from single logs to sophisticated vessels capable of carrying dozens of people and heavy cargo, each advancement in nautical technology opened new possibilities for trade, exploration, and cultural exchange. These developments weren't merely technological achievements, they were catalysts for human civilization's expansion across the globe. The impact of these early maritime innovations cannot be overstated. They enabled the colonization of distant islands, facilitated the exchange of goods and ideas between different cultures, and ultimately laid the foundation for the global civilization we know today. Through trial and error, ancient boat builders developed increasingly effective methods for creating seaworthy vessels, experimenting with different materials and construction techniques that would influence naval architecture for millennia to come. This mastery of watercraft construction marked a turning point in human history, transforming our species from land-bound creatures into maritime explorers capable of crossing vast oceanic distances. The legacy of these prehistoric innovations continues to influence modern shipbuilding, reminding us that the fundamental principles of buoyancy and marine engineering were first discovered by our resourceful ancestors thousands of years ago. Picture a master boat builder from 10,000 years ago, a figure whose very existence shaped the destiny of early human communities. Standing on a riverbank or seashore, this weathered craftsman would have been one of the most respected members of the community, holding knowledge passed down through countless generations before him. The master builder's hands, calloused and strong from years of working with wood, told their own story. These weren't just craftsmen. They were artists and engineers of their time. Their tools, though primitive by today's standards, were wielded with remarkable precision. Stone axes with carefully shaped edges, flint scrapers polished to perfection, and drilling tools made from harder stone. Each tool was a precious possession, often taking weeks to craft and maintain. Knowledge transmission was a sacred duty in these ancient communities. The master builder would work alongside apprentices, often his own children or chosen members of the community. Through careful observation and hands-on experience, these young learners would absorb generations of accumulated wisdom. They learned to read the grain of wood, to understand how different trees yielded different properties, and to recognize the subtle signs that indicated whether a piece of timber would be suitable for boat building. Every cut into the wood was a calculated risk. These ancient craftsmen understood that one miscalculation could compromise the entire vessel's integrity. They developed sophisticated techniques for testing their work, checking for weak spots in the wood, ensuring symmetry in their construction, and testing the strength of every binding. Their methodology might have seemed slow and meticulous, but it was born from the understanding that lives would depend on their craftsmanship. Boat building was far more than a mere construction project. It was a communal endeavor that brought entire villages together. Families would participate in different aspects of the construction process, from gathering and preparing materials to assisting with the heavy labor of moving and shaping large timber pieces. Women often played crucial roles, particularly in creating the binding materials, weaving ropes from plant fibers, and preparing waterproofing substances from tree resins and animal fats. The construction process could span several months, following the rhythms of seasons and weather. During this time, the building site became a center of community life, where stories were shared, songs were sung, and traditional knowledge was passed down. Elders would visit regularly, offering advice based on their experience with previous builds and their understanding of local water conditions. The completion of a boat was marked by elaborate ceremonies and celebrations. These events weren't just about launching a new vessel. They were celebrations of community achievement and survival. The master builder would lead these ceremonies, blessing the boat and its future crews, maintaining the delicate balance between technical expertise and spiritual connection that characterized many aspects of prehistoric life. These ancient boat builders were more than just craftsmen. They were the keepers of essential knowledge that enabled human survival and expansion. Their legacy lives on, not just in the archaeological record, but in the basic principles of naval architecture that continue to influence modern shipbuilding. Their story is a testament to human ingenuity and the power of communal effort in achieving remarkable technological advances, even with the simplest of tools. The journey of prehistoric boat-building technology represents one of humanity's most remarkable achievements in engineering and innovation. The earliest boats, dating back thousands of years, began as simple hollow logs, painstakingly carved using stone tools and controlled fire. This basic yet ingenious technique, known as the dugout canoe method, would lay the foundation for all future naval architecture. The discovery of fire's ability to shape wood marked a revolutionary breakthrough in boat construction. Our ancestors found that carefully controlled heat could make wood pliable enough to bend without breaking. This technique, now known as steam bending, allowed them to create more complex hull shapes with improved hydrodynamics. They would carefully heat sections of wood over smoldering fires, gradually bending them to desired angles while the fibers remained flexible. Once cooled, these shaped pieces would retain their new form, enabling the construction of wider, more stable vessels. Another groundbreaking development came with the mastery of water-resistant cordage. Early boat builders learned to process natural fibers from plants like hemp, flax, and various bark materials to create incredibly strong ropes. These weren't simple twists of fiber. They developed sophisticated braiding techniques that produced cordage capable of maintaining its strength even after prolonged exposure to water. They discovered that treating these ropes with natural oils and resins could further enhance their water resistance and longevity. The evolution of specialized woodworking tools marked another crucial advancement. Starting with basic stone implements, our ancestors developed increasingly sophisticated tools designed specifically for boat building. They created adzes with precisely angled heads for hollowing out logs, scrapers for smoothing surfaces, and drilling tools for creating holes for bindings. The development of copper and bronze tools later revolutionized the precision and efficiency of boat construction, allowing for more intricate designs and faster building times. One of the most significant technological leaps was the development of planked boat construction. This technique involved fitting multiple wooden planks together to form a hull, requiring complex joinery methods and sophisticated sealing techniques. Early builders developed various systems for making their vessels watertight, using materials like moss, animal fats, and tree resins as caulking. They also discovered ways to create waterproof seams by carefully fitting planks together and securing them with wooden pegs or sewn bindings. The invention of outriggers represents another ingenious solution to the challenge of stability. By attaching secondary floating devices parallel to the main hull, ancient builders created vessels that could maintain balance even in rough waters. This innovation was particularly crucial for maritime societies in the Pacific, enabling long-distance ocean navigation. Perhaps most impressive was the development of preservation techniques to protect wooden vessels from decay and marine organisms. Ancient builders learned to treat wood with various natural substances, including oils, tars, and resins, extending the lifespan of their boats significantly. They also discovered that certain types of wood naturally resisted rot and insect damage, leading to careful selection of building materials based on their properties. The use of tools for measuring and ensuring symmetry shows a sophisticated understanding of engineering principles. Using simple but effective methods, they could create balanced and stable vessels. They developed techniques for testing wood quality, understanding grain patterns, and identifying the best materials for different parts of the boat. These technological advances weren't just isolated discoveries. They represented a continuous process of innovation and refinement passed down through generations. Each improvement in technique or tool design built upon previous knowledge, creating an increasingly sophisticated body of boat-building expertise that would eventually lead to the large seafaring vessels that enabled global exploration and trade. This legacy of prehistoric boat-building technology continues to influence modern naval architecture. Many of the fundamental principles discovered by these ancient innovators, from hull design to water-resistant treatments, remain relevant in today's shipbuilding industry, testament to the ingenuity and practical wisdom of our ancestors. The prehistoric boat builders faced formidable challenges that required remarkable ingenuity and generations of accumulated knowledge to overcome. Their journey of discovery and innovation was marked by countless trials and errors, each lesson learned often coming at a great cost in terms of human lives and resources. One of the most fundamental challenges was achieving and maintaining stability on the water. Early builders discovered that a vessel's width-to-length ratio was crucial for stability, but finding the perfect balance wasn't simple. Too narrow, and the boat would capsize easily. Too wide, and it would be difficult to propel through water. They gradually developed sophisticated hull designs, learning to create broader bottoms and tapered sides that provided optimal stability while maintaining maneuverability. Wood degradation presented another critical challenge. These ancient craftsmen had to protect their vessels from both water damage and wood-boring organisms that could compromise the structure's integrity. Through experimentation, they discovered various natural preservatives. Some communities used specific types of tree resins and oils to coat their boats. Others learned to char the outer surface of the wood, creating a protective layer that resisted rot and marine organisms. Some cultures even developed techniques for smoking the wood, which not only preserved it, but also made it more pliable for shaping. The challenge of creating watertight joints was particularly daunting. Without modern adhesives or metal fasteners, early boat builders had to devise ingenious methods to keep their vessels from leaking. They developed sophisticated binding techniques using natural fibers, creating ropes and cords that would swell when wet, actually tightening the joints. Some cultures discovered that certain plant materials, when dried and pounded, could create effective caulking materials. Others used a combination of animal fats and tree resins to seal joints and make them waterproof. Structural integrity against wave action posed another significant challenge. The constant movement and stress from waves could easily tear apart a poorly constructed vessel. Ancient builders learned to incorporate flexibility into their designs, allowing the boat to move with the waves rather than against them. They developed complex internal bracing systems, using carefully positioned crossbeams and supports, techniques that would later influence modern naval architecture. Weather resistance was another crucial consideration. Early mariners had to develop boats that could withstand not just calm waters, but also unexpected storms and rough seas. This led to innovations in design, such as raised edges to prevent water from washing over the sides, and carefully positioned drainage systems to remove any water that did enter the vessel. The challenge of weight distribution required particular attention. Builders had to ensure their vessels could carry adequate loads while maintaining buoyancy and stability. They learned to position cargo strategically, developing an early understanding of center of gravity and its effect on vessel performance. This knowledge was crucial for longer journeys where supplies and trading goods needed to be transported. Tool limitations presented yet another obstacle. Working with stone tools required immense skill and patience. The builders had to develop specialized techniques for shaping and hollowing out logs, often using controlled burning, combined with careful scraping and chipping to achieve the desired results. The process was time-consuming and required remarkable precision to avoid damaging the wood beyond use. Perhaps most challenging was the need to pass on this complex knowledge to future generations without written documentation. This required developing detailed oral traditions and hands-on training systems that could accurately convey crucial information about design, construction techniques, and material selection across generations. Each of these challenges was met with innovative solutions that emerged through centuries of experimentation and refinement. The success or failure of these solutions often meant the difference between life and death for early maritime communities, making boat building one of the most critical technological developments in human history. The ingenious solutions they developed continue to influence marine engineering and boat building to this day, testament to the remarkable problem-solving abilities of our prehistoric ancestors. The ingenious solutions developed by our prehistoric ancestors in maritime technology continue to resonate powerfully in our modern world, offering valuable insights that extend far beyond boat building. Their journey from simple log rafts to sophisticated vessels parallels our current transition from early space exploration to advanced spacecraft development, demonstrating how fundamental engineering principles remain constant across millennia. The basic stability principles discovered by prehistoric boat builders remain remarkably relevant in modern naval architecture. Their understanding that a wider base creates greater stability, for instance, is still fundamental to contemporary ship design. The ancient technique of creating a double-hull system, first developed by Pacific Islanders, finds its echo in modern catamaran designs and the double-hull safety features of current oil tankers. Today's naval architects continue to grapple with many of the same fundamental challenges that faced our ancestors, achieving optimal buoyancy, maintaining structural integrity under stress, and maximizing efficiency in propulsion. The solutions developed thousands of years ago often foreshadowed modern engineering principles. The streamlined hull shapes of ancient dugout canoes, refined through countless generations of trial and error, align remarkably well with our current understanding of hydrodynamics. The parallels between ancient maritime exploration and modern space exploration are particularly striking. Just as our ancestors ventured into unknown waters with limited technology and resources, today's space explorers face similar challenges in an even more hostile environment. The need to create vessels that are simultaneously light, strong, and capable of protecting their occupants remains paramount. The ancient builders' approach to solving complex problems through systematic observation and incremental improvement mirrors the methodology used in modern spacecraft design. The prehistoric emphasis on material selection and treatment offers lessons for contemporary engineering. Their deep understanding of different wood types and their properties parallels our current research into advanced materials for various applications. Their techniques for preserving and strengthening materials through natural treatments find their modern counterpart in our development of composite materials and protective coatings. Resource efficiency, a crucial concern for prehistoric builders who had to work with limited materials, remains vitally important today. Their waste-minimizing construction techniques and efficient use of available materials offer valuable lessons for sustainable manufacturing and design. The ancient practice of building vessels that could be easily repaired and maintained aligns with modern concepts of sustainable design and circular economy. The communal approach to boat building in prehistoric times also holds lessons for modern project management. Their method of combining specialized knowledge with community effort demonstrates the importance of collaborative work in tackling complex engineering challenges. This approach is reflected in modern shipbuilding and aerospace projects, where success depends on the effective coordination of diverse teams and expertise. Perhaps most importantly, the prehistoric builders' approach to risk management continues to inform modern safety practices. Their understanding that a single flaw could lead to catastrophic failure led to rigorous testing and quality control methods. This same principle underlies current safety protocols in shipbuilding, aerospace engineering, and other high-stakes industries. The technology transfer process used by ancient builders, passing knowledge from generation to generation through practical demonstration and apprenticeship, remains relevant in modern technical education. While we now have advanced tools and documentation methods, the importance of hands-on experience and mentorship in developing technical expertise remains unchanged. As we face new challenges in sustainability and exploration, the innovative spirit of prehistoric boat builders serves as an inspiration. Their ability to develop sophisticated solutions with limited resources demonstrates the power of human ingenuity and persistence. As we push the boundaries of space exploration and seek solutions to contemporary maritime challenges, the fundamental lessons learned by our ancestors continue to guide our way forward. Their legacy reminds us that technological advancement isn't always about creating something entirely new, but often about building upon and refining the wisdom of the past. In an age of rapid technological change, these ancient lessons about stability, efficiency, and reliability remain as relevant as ever, proving that some principles of good design are truly timeless. The fascinating world of prehistoric boat building holds many surprising secrets that challenge our understanding of ancient technological capabilities. Did you know that prehistoric peoples across different continents independently discovered how to create waterproof vessels using animal skins treated with natural oils? These ingenious craftsmen would carefully clean and prepare animal hides, then treat them with a mixture of animal fats, tree resins, and natural oils. This treatment made the skins not only waterproof, but also remarkably durable and flexible. Archaeological evidence has revealed something even more astonishing: the existence of primitive shipyards dating back more than 8,000 years. These ancient construction sites, discovered in several locations worldwide, show signs of organized boat-building activities, complete with specialized work areas and tool-making stations. These prehistoric shipyards were often strategically located near water sources and forests, providing easy access to essential building materials. Another remarkable discovery is that some prehistoric societies developed sophisticated tanning techniques specifically for boat-building purposes. They discovered that certain tree barks contained tannins that, when combined with animal fats, created an exceptionally water-resistant material. This technology was so effective that similar principles were used well into the historical period. Prehistoric boat builders also discovered that smoke treating their vessels could significantly extend their lifespan. They would carefully expose their boats to controlled smoke, which helped preserve the materials and increase their resistance to water damage. Some indigenous peoples continue to use variations of this technique today. Perhaps most surprisingly, archaeological evidence suggests that prehistoric peoples had developed standardized boat-building procedures as early as 10,000 years ago. Excavations have uncovered tools and construction sites showing remarkable consistency in building techniques across vast geographical areas, indicating the existence of established and widely shared boat-building traditions. These ancient shipwrights even created specialized tools specifically for boat construction. Archaeologists have found stone tools with unique shapes and wear patterns that indicate they were designed exclusively for boat building, suggesting a level of technological sophistication previously thought impossible for prehistoric societies. The evidence also reveals that some prehistoric communities maintained dedicated boat-building areas that were used for generations. These sites often featured carefully constructed platforms and support structures, showing that boat building was not a casual activity, but a well-organized communal endeavor, requiring significant planning and resources. Even more fascinating is the discovery that some prehistoric boat builders developed methods for testing wood quality that are surprisingly similar to modern techniques. They could identify suitable building materials by examining tree rings and grain patterns, showing an advanced understanding of material properties that we once thought emerged much later in human history. As we conclude this remarkable journey through prehistoric maritime innovation, I want you to pause for a moment and consider something extraordinary. The next time you see a modern vessel cutting through the waves, remember that every technological advancement we enjoy today, from GPS navigation to advanced hull designs, can trace its origins back to those first intrepid boat builders who dared to challenge the waters with their primitive yet ingenious creations. These ancient innovators laid the foundation for all maritime technology that followed. Their legacy lives on in every ship that sails today, in every hull design that breaks through waves, and in every navigation technique that guides vessels safely to shore. The story of prehistoric boat building isn't just a tale of the past. It's the prologue to our modern maritime achievements. The ingenuity of our ancestors continues to inspire modern naval architects and engineers. Their solutions to complex problems, developed with limited tools and resources, remind us that human creativity knows no bounds. From the simplest dugout canoe to today's massive ocean liners, we see the evolution of ideas that began in our distant past. What truly sets this story apart is not just the technological achievements, but the human spirit of adventure and innovation that drove these developments. Our ancestors' determination to master the waters shaped not only maritime technology, but the very course of human civilization. Their courage to venture into the unknown, to experiment with new techniques, and to pass their knowledge to future generations has left an indelible mark on human history. And now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this incredible journey through prehistoric naval technology. What aspect of these ancient innovations surprised you the most? Which prehistoric boat-building technique do you find most fascinating? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective adds to our collective understanding of these remarkable achievements. If you've enjoyed this exploration of humanity's maritime origins, help us continue sharing these fascinating stories. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with friends who appreciate the ingenuity of our ancestors. Every share helps spread awareness of our remarkable prehistoric heritage. Most importantly, join our growing community of history enthusiasts by subscribing to the Dawn of Humankind channel. By hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll ensure you never miss our upcoming explorations into humanity's most fascinating technological achievements. From ancient innovations to prehistoric breakthroughs, we're constantly uncovering new stories that challenge our understanding of human capabilities. Remember, our journey into the past continues with each new video, revealing more incredible stories about our ancestors' achievements. Together, we're rediscovering the remarkable legacy of human innovation that shapes our world today. See you in our next adventure through time.